Some days have passed, the dust has settled since the announcement from Paultons Park for Valgard Realm of the Vikings, which is opening in 2026. And I think we were all caught by surprise on exactly what was coming, and it's big. It's big. So in this video, we're going to walk around the site. Rather than do a sit-down one with just visuals, we'll mix the visuals with us actually being here and showing you what the area kind of is going to come together for 2026. So it might be a bit longer than normal, but at the end, we will of course give you an update as well, as the 2027 site, or what we think is the 2027 site, has now started work as well. So yeah, join us. We are here at Valgard. Now, there's actually quite a lot to go through, including the fact that we are expecting 2 entrances to this area. So this will be Valgard as you see it now, and it will take up all this area that you see here. So we did think initially that this path might be the entrance to it. However, I'm thinking even this path is going to have to be reconfigured. From the map itself, and we will see the map because it has been put up, you can see that one of the paths runs directly in front of that building. And again, when we saw that building was being done by Curtis, we knew it was going to be a building rather than a dark ride, and that is indeed confirmed to be a restaurant. Now, right here, where we're standing roughly, will be the Veiled Swing. The art engineering swing will sit roughly where we are now. That swing's at a height of 39 feet and is likely, obviously pending approval, to have a 0.9 meter height restriction. So that's probably one of the best rides here for the family, and that will be a UK first as well. And where we stand right now, we will be looking pretty much close to the entrance to Drakon, the brand new Gerstlauer Eurofighter. That's right, a Gerstlauer Eurofighter is coming to Paultons Park, and that will sit just over there in that space which is being developed at the moment with the station area here. Now, there's a couple of things to note on this. We will go through sort of the layout a bit more around the other side and kind of, you know, how close we were to getting it. It's a couple of interesting things we've seen from the concept, and they were quite good at saying the concept that for Tornado Springs kind of matched the area. And it is a bit odd that this one, you climb into the station. You'll see on it, and we'll put a close-up on the screen as well, that there's steps leading into the station building. And the station building seems quite big. Whether or not there's a surprise in there, or whether or not it's just going to start off the ground, we're not really sure, to be honest with you. And I guess it's one of the little secrets which we can see. And you can kind of see it on there. As you go in, you've got quite a large building which kind of conforms the station and indeed the turnaround point leading to the lift hill. So that's very exciting. Now, we do know that that will stand at 75 feet. So it's big. It's big for Paultons Park, and will contain 2 inversions, what looks like a dive loop, and indeed a stall as well, which looks absolutely incredible. We'll talk about more when we get round the corner. And of course, here will be the restaurant, and the path will go right the way across here. So this is a custom layout, and as you can see, as you come round here, you will come round and indeed to the lift hill there, which will then go between Cobra's supports. So it's weird because we got to the Gerstlauer based on 2 things. One of them was the bases, which look exactly the same as Cobra's, and 2, I did think the supports would need to be changed in order for Cobra, or what we now know as Raven, we'll get onto that, indeed as it kind of comes in and matches in, but it doesn't need to be changed at all, because the coaster, unbelievably, is going underneath it. So we were right at the manufacturer, but possibly wrong with the way that they're going to do it. This view here will be the lift hill and drop, which will then go underneath there. And we have checked, no, they don't need to change the supports, but we did say all along there was no way they were getting anything inside of it, and they're not. It's going to shoot out the helix here of Cobra, or what will now be Raven, back over to like a little airtime hill before going into the course for the dive loop, and indeed a few turns before the stall, which is quite something, to be honest with you. So yeah, we got the manufacturer right. Not in a world did we ever think it was going to be a Eurofighter. Now, we do understand they are looking for the Eurofighter to have a 1.25 meter height restriction. Now, I don't know whether trains have been modified on Eurofighters since they first come out, and the reason why I say that is that Rage is at 1.2. And this one will be 1.25, and of course I'm sure if they can get it at 1.2 it'd be much better for the park, as this will have the highest height restriction of any ride here. But I don't know, much like Eagle's Claw, which we talk about at Lightwater Valley, that was a 1.2 meter afterburner. You now can't get that. If it was refurbished, it couldn't be that because of the seats and the way that the manufacturers changed it. So that might be the reason behind it, but it will come down here and it will shoot up back over there, which is absolutely mad. Mad. So we have an elevated walk into it. Whether or not you'll drop and walk back down once you get in there, who knows? Or whether or not you'll board it at a higher level, who knows? But you do have a raised platform going in before you go onto the course of the ride. Now, as we look around here, the next thing is Cobra. As you can see here, the work had begun on Cobra, which we saw around the corner. That is going to be known as Raven. So that is going to be given a complete new colour scheme, which looks like brown and green. And when we spoke to the engineers, they said obviously they would need to reskin the cars. There's no new cars. You know, we saw a question at the Superfans, someone saying, do you need new cars? Are you getting new cars? You know, you have to take one look at Cobra and just see how amazingly kept this coaster is. It doesn't need new cars. Doesn't need new cars at all. It rides beautifully. It's my favourite ride in the park still, and I can't wait to celebrate its 20th year as Raven. Really looking forward to that, and the thing looks really good. Over here, it looks around about here, you will have a play area. So a brand new play area, which will again help with the fact you've got a big ride and you've got a couple of big rides around for the youngsters. They can play here while, you know, the older of the children and indeed the adults can go on Raven and the Drakon ride. So yeah, that will be around about here. Now the elephant in the room is slightly Edge. So Edge is remaining where it is. As far as we're aware, it's got no colour scheme coming or anything like that. It's not going to be part of the Viking area. Now long term, they don't know what they're doing with Edge. We've seen a few people say they were looking to relocate it and confirm that. They didn't confirm that at all. They just don't know what's happening with it yet, but it's not going to form part of the Viking area. So the Viking area will be Drakon, the Vildswin, the Raven, the play area around about where we're standing now, the restaurant, and of course we did get it right, that is toilets. There we go. We were absolutely spot on with the toilets. You can see there magma going into the sky, but that doesn't form part of Vikings, and the park confirmed that that will be leaving and won't return for 2026. Not relocated, staying in the UK apparently, but not here at Paultons Park. So magma will go, and we believe there's a pathway around there which will lead to not only the toilets but indeed the 2027 development. Now interestingly, we think we've seen max supports or bases or pins around the side there. They have said that the reason why they've gone for a Eurofighter, one of the reasons, is the fact that it's the footprint. You know, it's not a massive space here, so they want to cram in as much as possible, which is why they've gone for a vertical lift. They then suggested that future developments might follow the same suit. So a lot of people have been talking about Mack water coasters, and indeed whether or not we could get one with a vertical lift. Who knows? But I would say that's a possibility, and that would be my bet for 2027. We don't know. We know it's a water ride. We think we've seen Mack footers. We're just putting two and two together. We don't know, to be honest with you. But that is the area over at the go-karts, or what we presume to be the area at the go-karts. It certainly looks like it will be Viking themed from the graphics they gave us, and it makes perfect sense as well. Here is a larger version of the mat, which has now been installed at the park. So we started off where the Ville swing was. As we said, we've got an entrance down here which doesn't quite match where the path is at the moment, or indeed down here. And it does look like it's brick as well. Now, again, it's only concept art. They might tarmac it all the way through, but it'd be really nice if they had a themed floor for it, although I do appreciate the cost. With the play area just around the back there, down by Cobra, and indeed the Cobra building looking really, really good, to be honest with you. And you can see the toilets here. We're not expecting them to open, to be fair, until Vikings, and the path that leads out to the blotched area, which we expect to be the 2027 development. There's a few lovely little detail bits as you walk through. Just out the front of the restaurant, got the beautiful display here where we'll have new trees, we'll have new greenery. It just looks flourished, and indeed grass roofs as well. The detail we know will be brilliant, and it is interesting that all this is open, because at the moment it's not open on Cobra, so we might see some more open sort of panels on Cobra as well, as some theming what looks like inside of here as it comes down, and indeed some which are going to interact with the play area. We'd like to see another head chopper, don't get me wrong, but I don't think we're going to get one. However, it does look amazing, and we do have some more detail around the back there. So this isn't final, you know, this could change more, but again, we do get a look at the cars. So the cars look magnificent, they really, really do. And you will notice as well that it is over the shoulder restraint. Now there was a little bit of a groan with people saying over the shoulder restraint. However, you know, they're quite right. This is a family park, so in it being a family park, you know, it needs to be able to encourage the children to go onto the ride. And I have to say, a lap bar on a Eurofighter is terrifying as an adult, let alone as a you know, as a child wanting to do their first big ride. So I fully understand the need for over-the-shoulder restraints, and it will probably help with the height restriction as well. I'm not entirely convinced that 1.25 would be used for lap bar. But here we go, Valgard, Realm of the Vikings, Drakon, the brand new Gerstlauer Eurofighter, which will interact unbelievably with Raven, and of course the Vil Swing and 2027 as well. So yeah, unbelievable. We've got this coming, and we have a confirmed opening of May 2026. So thanks for staying with us through that. We are now going to head up and give you the latest of what's going on the site. We do want to get some slightly different shots because we haven't actually been around to have a look at what we now know is indeed a toilet block, as we first thought it was. But it's also giving you an idea, an early idea to be fair, of the theme for Vikings. Definitely get the feeling there'll be a lot more detail on the front of this building as time goes on. And it's got a wonderful overhang over the front here. I'm guessing these will be more the entrances, as this path down here will indeed open up with Vikings. So here is the latest from what's going on down at Vikings, and obviously not a lot, it's all groundwork at the moment. And of course the erection of the building here. Now interestingly, work is starting over this side. And of course the toilet block, we'll go back round in a second, but yeah, it's become much more apparent now exactly what's going on over there and here, and potentially what's going on over here. But work is clearing over here, and work on the go-kart site is starting for what's predicted to be the 2027 project. Of course, ground pins and everything going in over here. We now know that massive concrete block there as you come out the station will indeed be a vertical lift hill for the Gerstlauer Eurofighter. But yes, over here, this has all happened in the space of a couple of days as it all starts clearing down here. We'll get some ground shots as well, and we will go around and see if we can get any more shots of what's going on over there. But yeah, work is going on. Now, another update for the park before we finish off with the Vikings. We've been saying about this for ages, how they refresh this quite a lot, and as you'll see, we mean quite a lot. And there has been paint splats down here for a couple of years now, which have gone because they've repainted the whole lot. There we have it as we enjoy Cobra in its final year of operation as Cobra. There is Vikings. Now, importantly, and it is important, these will close early this year. The last day of operation for Edge and Cobra is the 7th of September, whilst both will reopen in 2026. They won't be open past the 7th of September. And of course, your last chance to ride Magma will be 7th of September before that is removed from the park.